only about a half hour or so at 30 minutes. I did a couple of alterations and additions and things like that. So for starters, right here used to be a pylon. I actually turned that into an actual zipline station so that we can just zip from here to here just in case there's stuff that's over here that we need to get over here, like the logs and things like that. Even though logs are over here, I think I'm gonna put a lumber barrel or a lumber pile right here. Nothing major, just so that we've got some logs. I'm not gonna worry about it right now though. We were in the middle of like, I think it was like an 8 or 9 day drought. It wasn't anything crazy. So like, it was fine. It was a drought. Nothing crazy happened. It looks like our catalyst is running kind of low. I'm not entirely sure. But in that time, we were able to cap this. We were able to finish this. And now we're getting our metal from here. I messed with automation, so I set up a dirt automation thing right here. So this is only going to be active if this is not at 100%. That's what it's going to be. If the dirt storage is not at 100%, then this will activate to get us to 100%, and then it'll be done. I don't need it to be constantly going. I don't need people to be sitting there and beavers to be sitting there. I also high prioritize this, and so now we have the max out scrap here. This is set to supply so that we should be getting scrap metal as obtained over here. I should probably prioritize this with the haulers so that the haulers come back and forth and grab it and bring it over there, so that we can clear this out and maybe eventually set up another mine here, but we're probably not going to need it. I have now 3 gear workshops. Our planks have actually been going up, which was strange, but I do have a lot of beaver bots doing the planks, so that makes sense. Our log storage has been going, like, fluctuating up and down, but it hasn't gone to 0. I also, the last episode you saw, I added a bunch of maple trees over here, or oak trees over here, so they should be growing in any second now. They have chopped down every oak tree over here, but a lot of them should be growing in by tomorrow. And this stuff, it's consistent to where it's constantly growing in as time goes. So it's not too worrisome at the moment. We're in good shape with all that. We don't currently have any major builds going. I don't think we have any builds going at the moment. Construction lacks material. So this right here is all we've got going. Nothing else. Yeah, this is all we've got going. We do have some buildings that are unstaffed right now because we don't have enough beavers. Even with the beaver bots that just took over, it looks like we just had a major death wave, and so we have 64 beaver children and 150 beaver adults. So we have a lot of job vacancies at the moment. But yeah, I hard prioritized and got this built out. So now we have more housing over here, so this will be good. This will be good for them. This is nice. We are still in the waiting phase. I'm not pushing them to do anything at the moment. Oh, it looks like everything just started, so it overflows a smidge. I'm not pushing them to get anything done in any specific order at the moment. I did not realize how much, like, is that flooding too? Yeah, just because of how fast oh, because it's coming from over here as well. Yes, no, it's not. Strange. So I don't have anything going. I kind of want to, like, refill my storage. I want to get my storage back up to where it was while they're just working on whatever we have available. So construction, we have some small things here and there that we're working on, but nothing major. But with that major that death wave and birth wave that we just had, that's gonna hinder us. I'm not worried about it in terms of food and water. We're going to be, we are fine with food and water, so if too many beavers died, it's just going to hurt us when it comes to building and generating the resources we need. Once our gears reach 250, these will turn back on, work on a couple of more beaver bots until it gets below 250, and it'll fluctuate back and forth with that. I would like to get more beaver bots so that we could get these all botted up and get all of this botted up. But right now, all of my beaver bots, even the 4 that I had here, are working on planks and stuff. So we're in a good shape. We're in a good position at the moment. We're just sitting here waiting for everything to be built. The next thing that should be built is the Fountain of Joy. We're waiting on the metal blocks, the treated planks, the planks. We're just waiting on everything. And treated planks are at 5. We're slowly getting more treated planks, slowly but surely. Our metal blocks are low. We have 4 smelters. And our metal blocks are still low. That is insane to me. Like, that is crazy how slow the stuff creates metal. And we've got scrap metal storage here. We have a ton of scrap metal storage out here that is just, I mean, I guess I had to prioritize it by haulers. It's just taking a while to get out here, but they have to come out this way, connect to here, and then jump from here to here, and then there's no easy way up this way without just running. So if we could path them better with the zip lines to get from where the scrap metal is over, maybe it'd be a little bit quicker, but it's not going to be it's not going to change much. We're waiting on stuff. We're waiting on the scrap. We're waiting on the blocks, and it's these bots. Once we started making these bots, that's when everything kind of went a little haywire. But the bots are useful because they continue to they do things 24 hours a day. So it seems as if it isn't connected by any district or path. It shouldn't need to be, because this is, I mean, I guess it shouldn't need to be. Because some of these, that one's not, and these ones aren't, but I guess it's just close enough. I'm not sure why it was like that. But our beaver happiness is at 41. We should probably build, it's seeming like, because our mud pit is low, we should probably build a couple more mud pits, maybe a couple more scarecrows throughout here. The farmer monument doesn't seem to be doing much where it is. I might want to move it, but that means I'd have to delete it and then move it, and the only real place I could think to move it would be right here, or right here, which, I mean, could work. I'm not entirely sure though. It is what it is. It's not too bad. If anything, maybe move it back, or just move it towards our farmers, because it would make sense. But yeah, the whole idea of min-maxing this game would be to place it in a spot that a lot of beavers are going to pass by. So like a bunch of beavers are passing by it, so it's not in a bad spot. This is just got a much greater range, and when they're coming to get water, they're passing by here. And then all of this transit is making them get affected by the brazier of bonding more frequently. So yeah, things are running slow when I go over like some of this stuff. You can see some drops in frames. We are nearing the limits of what this game can handle based on how I play. But we have all the decorations and everything set up. We've got a bunch of grindstones. We've got some detailers. It would be nice to maybe beautify this some more. So maybe set up some Lido. So if we look, the Lido, maybe get some more Lido space, because it seems like a lot of beavers tend to come here. There's only limited limited space for the Lido. So if we're gonna do some well-being, we're gonna place some more Lidos. Where's that at? Lidos, and maybe place one right here, and get one over here as well. And then it seems like maybe similar to the mud pit, if we place another mud pit somewhere, just so that it's easier for them, or more of them can get to it. So maybe grab a mud pit and place that on this side right here as well. I hesitate building stuff though, because our supplies are so limited at the moment. I don't know where everything just went. Did we make more robots? No. But everything just disappeared. Everything is gone. I don't know where everything just went. Which is just strange. Construction lacks materials. That. Building lacks goods. That. Why does that lack? Oh, logs. And that's a problem. If we're not getting logs. So yeah, I don't know what's going on. We just have big stuff coming, and we need treated planks in order to work this. And that's gonna slow us down if we're not getting consistent treated planks. I really don't know where everything just went. Building lacks goods. Building lacks goods. Construction lacks material. I think everything just went into doing the Fountain of Joy. That's what it seems. And I mean, hopefully, they've been loading some of this stuff up over here, but not they shouldn't be loading that up that much. But even with the lowest priority, if they're not doing anything else with stuff, yeah. So we're just waiting. It might be smart to just have robots being made. Because they are just running materials over here as we get it. They're running the gears, they're running the planks, they're running the metal blocks to wherever they can build, wherever they can go, for where they can be built. Even if it's on super low priority. Yeah, it looks like they really like the Lidos, so I'm happy to build a couple of more Lidos. And I'll be happy to have this Fountain of Joy done. I've never seen it before. So yeah, it's the waiting game. It's the end game of Timberborn. With this, we have over 200 beavers. It seems as if our food is in very good shape. I don't think we have anything to worry about. 344 chestnuts, 286 maple pastries, 588 bread. We're in a very good position with food. We're in a wonderful position with water. We have this over here, so even during long droughts, we've got plenty of water over here. And then we can also draw water from here as well if we wanted to during long droughts. Which this lasts up here, and we actually finished this up, so it's no longer just overflowing. We got that there. We have all of these covered. Something I need to do, let's turn off water view for a second, is I need to clear, let's see if, I want to test this real quick. I don't know if they can get past here, but we do need to set up, where are they? Contamination barriers. No, we have it set up already. Never mind. We don't need to set it up. So I have contamination barriers set up around here and here. So we shouldn't get any of the contamination from this to come across. Except for like right here, it might slip through. But we'll see if we get a bad water tide, but we're playing on normal mode, so most likely we won't get any more bad water tides before the end of the game, or before the end of our playthrough. Now, I know there's so much of the map that is left open, and to be honest, I would like to maybe expand out, maybe play with an additional district, but I am satisfied with what we have had set up for this, You know what we didn't do? Because we set up this Tapper Shack, but we didn't set up a place for maple storage. So we could set up, what is the size of this? We could set it up right here. Again, I hesitate doing this. And then set up maple storage. But this is a long time coming until this is done. We just got these planted, but that's fine. It's not a big deal. I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, so I'm happy with what we built, and generally around this point is when I stop a map. I don't do districts, but if I were to do several districts, I would cut this off up here, this whole upper area. I would honestly probably separate the city center and start making other cities, like have this be like another little city area that we can set up, have this corner be a city area, this corner be a city area, and this bottom corner be a different city area. But I don't like the sharing mechanic, I guess, or the transfer of goods between the different areas. I'm not really good at that aspect of the game, or of figuring out like what I can get, what's good, what's bad, this, that, and the other, and how much to share and how much to give to you know. I'm not really explaining very well, but I'm just not good at setting up the districts and figuring out how much of something one district should have and what specialty should each district have. And I don't like the idea of, like, in my opinion, I don't like the idea of having this set up and fully self-sufficient and then starting anew over here and then starting anew over here. I'd rather be able to have everything set up and everyone working together. I don't like the idea of separation, but when you work with districts, it's each district is kind of, every time you start a new district, you're starting from scratch on that part of the map. And as you can see, I like to connect everything, which I'm sure I could easily connect everything, or at least all the power, and still have separated districts, but I'd have to worry about, does this district have enough food? Does that district have enough food? Do they have enough water? And it's just, to me, it's easier to just have 208 beavers on the whole map working with the food that they've got and working with all the water and everything that they share. We are 167 metal blocks away and 8 treated planks from that. They are loading this up with gears, so we're never gonna get more robots with how much they're loading this up with gears. But honestly, once it reaches 2,000, then we can start getting we can start making the robots again. So I'm not too worried about that. We could get another gear workshop going, but I feel like if we get another gear workshop going, I think we need more plank production. But we are, if you look at our resources, we are just super low on everything. So it's just, things are just gonna take a long time. We're at triple speed, and I think I also, in a sense, rushed the ending. I shouldn't have placed both of these and all of these big things. I should have maybe picked specific episodes, but I was getting excited to get to the end and set things up. And now we're just at the waiting game. We're just at the time where we just gotta sit and watch. Um, so I might cut the recording for a bit so that the game can just run in the background while I go do stuff and see where things go. But I don't like doing that, because if I miss out on something, then I won't be able to come back to it. Because like I'm straight up could be like leaving or walking away, to be 100% honest. We have 11 injured beavers. Are they all? No, they're not all out there. How many job vacancies do we have? We have 0 job vacancies. So, here we go. 0 job vacancies. We have 32 beavers without anything to do. Which we could just set them up to be more haulers. I'm not. It's just, yeah. The one thing I wish you could do in this game is set up shifts. I wish I could shift and be like, all right, let's have 3 shifts for each of our plank, or each of our gear makers, each of our plank makers, so that there's a morning, afternoon, and overnight, so that we don't have to stop during the night. Where like I could set my beavers to work 24 hours straight, but that's the one beaver, all the beavers working for 24 hours. Or if I could set it for shifts, then I could have beavers working around the clock, building and making the stuff we need to make. So yeah, it's just, that's one thing I wish we could do. Our metal block production is so low, and I don't understand why. Probably because our treated plank production is so low. They should not be sending treated planks there. We need to load this up, because we need treated planks here. We don't have any treated planks over here. And so our scrap metal is low. Well, our scrap metal is not low. It's just our metal production is just slow. I don't get why. I don't understand why our metal production is just that slow. Why is productivity only 22%? Hopefully we just start getting more lumber very soon and very fast. We should. All of this should be popping up any second now, and we should get a ton of logs very quickly. But yeah, so I'm just gonna let the game run for a while. We're gonna just sit here and watch this getting built. We need so many metal blocks. I don't know why my metal blocks production is so low. We have a maxed out thing here, but no one's coming to grab it. See, we got a drought, and I'm not even worried about it. I'm really not. And then, you know, I would say, if I wasn't focusing, if this wasn't a Let's Play, and if this was just me playing the game or on live stream or something like that, I wouldn't focus on getting this stuff built, getting that built, and trying to find an end game. And I would consider building more water here, building some food production over here, or log production. I would not worry about having so little supplies at the moment, and I would think about, all right, where can I start maximizing more? But because I decided to run this as a Let's Play, I am playing it a little bit differently, as to find an end game and end point, and not just continue to push the game or play the game forward. So yeah, we're just waiting out on our last 2 big projects. Once this is done, that's when I'll feel pretty comfortable to cut the feed for a bit. But we're probably good to cut the feed for a bit. So I'm gonna let the game just run, and I'll be back with you when we've got some news. If anything major is happening, I'll be right back with you. All right, we finished it, and apparently it needs to be built on water. Does it say it in the monument? Requires access to water. It does say it in there. So we can go ahead and just set it up right here, right in the middle, and we can set this to highest priority, and we can delete this. get everything back, but we get most things back. And I'm so annoyed at that. You should give you everything back, but man, that sucks. I didn't realize it needed water. I didn't realize it needed to be in water to work. I'm so mad at that. I am so mad at that. Which means we should probably store water around here. I don't know if it, like... I don't know, man. That's just so... That makes me so mad, because it took so long to get that done. It was at least another half hour since I cut the feed to get this. And now we're waiting on everything to get back here. And again, we're waiting on the metal blocks. The metal blocks are the biggest pain in the ass. Like, I don't know why it's taking so long for us to process and create metal blocks, but it is. It seems like our productivity 50% over here, productivity 26% over here. Now it makes sense for this because they have to go further to get the scrap metal, but right here we've got the scrap metal right here. The problem is our haulers aren't coming out here and grabbing the scrap metal that's out here. They're not grabbing anything. And over here we're not getting the treated planks enough to, like, we have a max out thing, but our haulers aren't coming out here to grab stuff. Again, this runs the line of why maybe districts are better. Hopefully we have what we need here. Hopefully this doesn't take much longer to rebuild. But we will see. I did order them to pick up everything that's here, and they haven't for some reason. I don't know why, but we'll see. We'll see what happens when we come back. I am so mad that I didn't read that and see that. So I'll be back in like another half hour. All right, here we go. It only took like another 10 minutes or so. I will show you what I did to make it a little bit faster. First, was collecting all the resources, bringing it over here. We had a lot, but we still needed to regain some supply. There we go. I worry if I need to get more water here, or if maybe during the drought that'll turn off, or hopefully that just doesn't actually consume the water. I don't know. So, a few things I've done over the course of the last 45 minutes or so. First of all, to get more metal blocks, I activated my bots to be doing the smelting. To get more shiny planks, I activated another one to be here, to be another wood workshop for a timber bot. We are starting to get gears back, which means to me we haven't even come close to the 2,000 gears we've needed, but somehow we're getting a lot more gears than we were before. But we have a ton of logs, we have a ton of planks, so I felt comfortable taking the beavers off, or the not the beavers, the bots off of the plank production, to start focusing on the metal blocks, because if we can get the 24-hour metal block production, that'll be great. Another couple of things I did. So our pine resin is low, so I went over here and I set up some pine trees, so that our tapper shack can tap these and get us some pines. I also over here a while back set up a tapper shack over here to get some maple, because our maple pastries aren't really aren't coming in very quickly. We don't have a lot of maple syrup coming in from this over here. It seems they're eating the maple pastries so fast. Actually, if you look, our food has dropped. That's because we have 210 beavers. So I should probably look into producing more food, but a lot of the reason we don't have the food isn't because of lack of it's mostly because of lack of ingredients to make some of it. I don't know why. Like, we've got so much spatter dock. Our grilled spatter dock is low. So we're going to actually have to place and build some more food production. So let's go ahead and get a grill right here and set up some spatter dock. And we'll set some storage for that. We'll get the spatter dock, obtain, and then we'll get the grilled spatter dock. Right, here it is. Set that up. That'll have to all get built. And let's see, what else are we low on? Our grilled potatoes are pretty low, so let's set up a grill for grilled potatoes. We'll set that up next to the farmer. Right here. And we'll set that up for grilled potatoes and storage. And we need potatoes. And we need grilled potatoes. So I think we've got plenty of food in general. We have plenty of ingredients for food. We just don't have the food itself. So let's look at wheat flour, cattail flour. We only have 250 in cattail flour. That doesn't seem right. But their well-being is skyrocketing right now because of this. It's skyrocketing, and it's been nice. Everything's been going pretty good. So our cattail roots are high, but our cattail flour isn't, which means we don't have a big storage for cattail flour, which is strange to me, because we should have a big storage for cattail flour and a big storage for wheat flour, and we don't have a big storage for either. With the grist mills over here, it's going to be a little tough to fit them in over here. So we're just gonna set up some big storage back here. I think that's part of why we may be running into some issues. So let's get big storage here and here, and we'll set that up for wheat flour and cattail flour, and we'll set those up for supply. And supply. Let's find our wheat flour and cattail flour over here real quick. Cattail crackers. Cattail flour is set to obtain. Wheat flour set to supply. So let's set the cattail flour to supply, because I feel like that's part of why some of our food is running low. Is because I did set all of this to all of these ingredients should be set to obtain goods from warehouses. So that may be part of why things are running low. Now, what we're waiting on is now this big thing. We have over 1,000 gears set up here. We're starting to get some gears, so I'm actually going to turn these into beavers. All of these are going to be set to beavers. And we might start making more robots, slowly but surely start making more robots. We're getting the treated planks. Our pine resin isn't quite ready yet. It's some of it is gonna be ready soon. It takes 7 days from when it grew, so it should be done soon. And to maximize and speed this up, I actually turned the forester into a beaver bot initially, to speed up planting this stuff. Yeah, so let's see how is all this going. A lot of this is getting tapped now, so they should be gathering maple syrup, putting it in here, and then the haulers should be grabbing it from here and sending it across. Hopefully this is enough maple syrup to help replenish our maple syrup. But a lot of the issue is the what was it, what's it called? Where is it? This thing right here, the catalyst requires the maple syrup, so we may need more maple syrup production. We may need to set up another forester to get some more maple syrup production, but I think we're going to be good with what's out here. I think this will be good. I hope. We just kind of got to sit and wait and watch. But it looks like our food is going up based on what we just did. Maybe make another bakery for the cattail crackers. But I don't think we necessarily need it. But I might do that. I just want to watch and see how that goes. So for now, with everything done and built and everything set up to supply us further, we're just waiting for up here. We're just waiting for up here. They're making more robots. So as we get more worker bots, we'll start doing more gear. We'll set them back for the gear workshops. We're gonna keep regular beavers on the bots for now and not do bot builders, because I think that is part of why things ran so low. But we're gonna set up all of our beaver bots to all of this production down here. We still haven't set up, and I guess we could set up some fireworks and see how fireworks work. So let's go ahead and storage, and we'll get a medium storage of fireworks up here. Just to see how those work, because I've not seen them before. I don't know how they would work. But we're not doing any more dynamite production, so I don't mind getting some fireworks. I've never seen them before. I don't know what they do. I don't know what would use them. So yeah, let's just build some fireworks and wait for this to get built. We need a lot of supplies. But with the beaver bots working on the smelters, it should speed things up. We just need the scrap metal to be transported back and forth. I built a hauler post out here hoping that would help. And it looks like it is a little bit. They're actually coming out here and grabbing the stuff from here and bringing it out. But no one's bringing any of the planks out here, the traded planks out here. So I still got to figure out how to get... Well, we don't have much traded plank storage because our pine resin is low. So once we get back up to having good pine resin, we should be good. So I'm going to, again, I'm just going to let things go for now and see how it goes. And, oh, we dropped below our 250 threshold, so everything had to pause. Oh my god, it has been so long. At least 45 minutes, if not more. But we are about halfway to where we need to be. We just got 2,000 gears, which is good news because now we can focus on the gears we're getting the robots. We have been able to craft some robots, but not a lot because we've been focusing on getting the gears over to here onto the earth cultivator. So it's been a little bit of a pain, and the robots, they do break down. So we've been running into struggles with that. However, we are in good shape. Some things I've done to make things a little bit quicker. I added another zipline station right here, so now they just zip up and down. Because before they were zipping all the way over here and then running all the way over, dropping stuff off and running back. Now they can just zip on right over there. I haven't done much anything else, I don't believe. I've also, maybe, I don't remember if I had this set up, and the last time, I don't think I did. I set up a hauler's post here so the haulers can try to get the maple syrup coming across here so that we can start getting maple pastries. I've been trying to figure out where I can build some grist mills because our grist mill production is low. It seems our cattail flour is only at 450 and our wheat flour is only at 460. So like it's keeping up, but we're not baking enough to keep up. So I'm gonna need to start baking more to bring up the happiness a little bit. We do have some buildings that are unstaffed, and that's because our beaver bots are breaking down. I also took the bot assembler off the what's it called? Off the this off the automation, because it didn't make sense to have it running, have it pause when we didn't have enough gears. I also forgot we just got out of a unable to get material. What do you mean unable to get required material? Why are you not getting the fireworks? There's a bunch of fireworks over here. They should be able to bring it to you, but our haulers aren't doing it. Our haulers are working on this, I guess. I don't understand some of this. Like, they should be loading up all of these. I shouldn't have to click prioritize for haulers, but it's fine. Apparently you can shoot fireworks off. That's really all it is. It is getting a little frustrating, some of this automation stuff. It doesn't seem to be working, or some of the logic behind these guys doesn't seem to be working. But yeah, so we're getting close. It's just we're struggling, but with no longer needing the gears here, we should be able to build a bunch more bots a lot faster, just to make everything else, and we can eventually set up some builders and some haulers as robots, or robots as builders and haulers, so that everything's just going throughout the night. The only thing I'm thinking I kind of want to do is this tapper shack over here, setting this up as a bot, so that we can just keep consistently getting pine resin throughout the day and night. But I feel like that might be a waste of a bot, but there's so much pine resin out here that this tapper's just not getting to. So setting up a bot for that tapper shack would really help us out. But I mean, we've got 330 pine resin at this point, so it's not in a sense of lack of resources that we are not building the planks. They take long to build, it seems. 75% efficiency, 82% efficiency, 0%, but that's because that bot just broke down. We're building some more bots now, so yeah, it's just gonna be a little bit longer. It's probably gonna be, honestly, we're halfway through the metal blocks, but again, the metal block production is low and it's slow, and we're not even halfway through the treated planks, so it's gonna take a long time in general for all of this. I mean, I guess part of the problem is we're using metal blocks to make robots as well, so if we had our haulers working properly, bringing this metal from here all the way over to here to do the smelting faster, like, it shouldn't be a 32% productivity rate, because we have full scrap metal, we have 500 scrap metal there, we have 158 scrap metal there. This should be, once we have the bots, it should be 100% productivity rate. It is getting a little frustrating that it's not always working. It's just getting frustrating that it's not, I don't know, it's just not working the way I think it should be working. I have it set up to where they're very close to supplies. Should I just prioritize everything by haulers, but then nothing's prioritized, and then they don't go and get the things you need them to get? So, like, I guess at this point, I don't know if there's a way to unclick priority to then prioritize certain things, but yeah, that would be something I'd have to do. Manage settlement. Let's go to, is there a haulers distribution? Nope. Power, no. Storage, workplaces. Is there a way to turn off prioritization from haulers? Does not seem like it. So it's just, oh, there we go. Prioritized by haulers. I wonder if there's a way to sort to see what is and isn't. Off, off, off. So let's see. Fireworks. The explosive factory is, I don't need that to be prioritized. This gather a flag for whatever reason, I don't need that to be prioritized. lumber mills, all of these, I don't need those to be prioritized. I don't think. The mine is productivity is 6%. Let's get that to be prioritized by haulers. Paper mill doesn't matter. Refinery doesn't matter. Scavenger flags, no. Smelters. Let's get them all to be prioritized by haulers. Tapper shacks, wood workshop, no. And then a lot of our storage is prioritized by haulers, so supply should be prioritized. Anything that's marked supply should be prioritized by haulers. And I wish there was a way to sort it to just show what's supplying. So a lot of our warehouses are prioritized properly. So maybe that might help, but I don't think it will. I don't think it's going to. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All of our bots broke down for a second, so we just need to get this stuff going. We just need stuff going. We need stuff being made. Like, part of me wants to maybe just set up smelters out here. Like, we have 1,000 scrap metal out here. We just need the haulers to grab it from out here, bring it over here. We have haulers all over the place. We have a hauling post right outside there. That, to me, would think that the haulers would grab it from there and bring it over. But they're not. It's just taking a long, long time. But if we can get the beaver bots to be working 24/7 and building 24/7, like right now, we have regular beavers crafting the bot parts, and we have the beaver bots crafting themselves. So once we can get enough beaver bots to do that, set this up to be consistently running, that'll be nice. But we need to get beaver bots going in here for the metal blocks. Yes, we need metal blocks. We need treated planks. It's just a waiting game. We don't really need as many gears anymore, so I'm gonna swap out some of these gears so that we can get some beaver bots going in locks. That's just how it's gonna be for now. We're just playing the jumping around game. So we're almost done. We're 48% built, but it's just the materials in particular are just taking a long time to get. Specifically these metal blocks on, well, no, the metal blocks are more than halfway. It's these treated planks, but I think I have it set up to where we should be getting enough treated planks a little bit more quickly. I don't know. It's, again, the pine resin. We should have pine resin somewhere near, but we should have pine resin right here, but it doesn't seem like, oh, I guess maybe this one is supply. So if we obtain from other warehouses, then prioritize that. They should be, the haulers should be doing that. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know how it works sometimes. Some of this is a little janky, it feels. To be honest. Alright, we just got an extra beaver. So let's get that beaver working on the limbs. So the limbs go 24/7. We need more limbs than anything else, so let's get that going. But, alright, we'll be back when things are a little bit better. Okay, guys, my last update was over an hour ago, and I did a lot of work between then and now that off camera to try to help us out. One thing that started happening is we were having issues with logs, so I really quick built this over here, a logging camp. These are all birch. They grow fast. That's the only reason I planted them. And then these are all what's it called, oaks. Let me get back over here real quick because I just want to keep an eye on this. 1985, it's almost done. We are so very close to the Earth Recultivator. So very close to it. We only need 9 more treated planks. I have built so much. I have I put together some treated plank processing here, treated plank processing here. I've just been trying to push the planks and treated plank production as much as possible so that we could get this done as fast as possible. And like, it took me a while to figure out good ways to do it, good ways to set it up, but finally I was able to get some things going, and we're able to actually like start producing those planks to get them ready and set up. Look at that. We only need one more thing. I have all of my haulers are the robots. I have one set of builders that are the robots. I have all of my robots doing the planks and doing the treated planks. And I have some robots working on the grist mills. I built additional bakeries for the cat-tail crackers and for the maple pastries. Now we have more than before we were like kind of selling out. Ooh, it's so close. It's so close. They have everything we need. We just need them to construct it. I'll do a final tour of the town, of the city, once this gets completed. So we're just waiting. It's gonna take them a while, it seems. Which is, my god. Guys, come on. Just do it. Just do it. Let's get this at the highest priority construction. Let's get all our construction workers on it if possible. Let's get our robots, get everyone. This takes so long to build. And like, the beavers have just been constantly working at it. Anytime they get supplies, they just start working on it. What you saw down over this way, let's see if I can get over to it. We have 91%. What you see over here is one problem I've been running into is these suck. The windmills suck. So I decided it would be a good idea to try to get more water power going. And in order to do so, I decided to set up some water wheels here. The problem with the Folktails, this faction, is your power is very like what's the word? Your power production is very eco-friendly. It's windmills and it's water wheels. And because of that, if you have like just the single oasis that we had right here and no naturally flowing water, you gotta find ways to make flowing water, or you gotta use these windmills. Well, these windmills, look, they're more often stopped than they are running, in my opinion. They suck so much. So you have to just you have to improvise, you have to engineer a way for water to continue to flow, but you need the water to flow in order to do it. And like, these batteries, they're constantly struggling right now with how much power I need. So what I was building over there, basically, is I was shortening up the size so that all the water rushes this way, so that this way we have higher pressure and it just flows better. This way we're using a little bit more of the map than just the one side. But let's see if they'll get this done today. Let's see. 97. They're gonna be at 99% when it switches tonight, aren't they? Nope, 97%. Maybe 98. See, this is what I don't understand. I do have robots set to being builders, and we have one robot building this. Oh, we have a couple of robots building this. I could change my haulers into builders, but it's fine. This'll just, it'll get done. It'll get done. Look at these bots. They're working hard. They're working hard. 98%. Almost there. I have been at this particular episode off and on pretty much for about 4 hours. just to build this thing and just to build, like, we went at this. I went at this in the worst possible way. I didn't prepare any resources, and we were building so much all at the same time. Let's watch. Let's watch. I'm so excited that I went at this in such a bad way, and I would never suggest people do it the way I did it. To be fair with that one. Come on. Almost there, 99%. %. It is done. Oh, now we need 500 extract and 500 paper. Oh my god. The extract's not going to be hard. I don't think. Where's our extract at? We have 500 extract. But the paper... I guess let's get some... I didn't know I needed paper, man. I would have started making some of that earlier. Oh, boy. This game is killing me. Let's get bots making paper. So it's just all night. Where's the other paper mill? Right here. All night paper, just non-stop paper working. Let's get all that 500 paper. The extract is gonna be there, but it's the paper. So yeah, this is not gonna really be necessary anymore, but like we need the extra power so that we can get stuff, so we can keep these up. So I'm gonna let that keep going for now, but if we can get just more paper set up, that would be really, really nice. Yeah, this was fun. So let's do a final tour while we're getting the paper. Let's do a final tour. We started here and it was very, very densely populated. We then decided to change it up, and now this is our town center. This is where people come to hang out, gather food, things like that. We've got a bunch of bakeries, a bunch of grills. We have all of our statues and all of our things to showcase. We have our storage zone up here. This is where all the food and all the storage goes. This is our main home right over here. This is where most of our beavers live. Then we expanded over to here to create our factory, and we have actually rebuilt our factory. Then we've expanded our factory up, and we connected all of our power. We then went over to here at one point, and we created a big lake. Oh, you got nothing to do. Let's go ahead and stop your job right now. You don't have a job anymore. Good for you, bud. We made a lake so that we never had to worry about water ever again. And once we did that, we were good. We then worked on capping all of the bad water and using all of the aquifer drills that we can to make the map as green as possible. Started working on getting some power production out here. We got our first mine very recently, and then we expanded out to here to get these aquifers. Now, like I said, it would be nice if I wanted to, and I really could, expand this a little bit more, maybe make some housing out here. I wanted to make the map feel a little bit more alive. I think what I've done over the past few episodes did make it feel a little bit more alive with just activity, more trees and things like that, but I generally stayed in the middle and then expanded around, which I'm okay with. I'm happy with. We did this all with one singular district. One district. Oh, this paper is gonna be killing me, isn't it? It's because we don't have any logs. Oh my god, this is gonna take forever. This is gonna take forever. Let's go ahead and turn these log cutters into beaver bots, so that they just start chopping all the logs over here. These are just gonna, they're not even gonna be done in time. I should stop all this, but I'm just gonna let it keep going. Just, who cares at this point? But we have no logs, and that sucks. That sucks so much. We could, honestly, we could start chopping down like some of these over here, some of these. Could set up some logging. Now that we no longer need all that pine resin, we could start chopping down some trees. Because these would get me 2, and then we could start growing them again. Where can I build a log cutter that would be in a good spot to get me some good? And let's cut trees. Perfect. That'll help. That'll help. We just need logs. That's what we're waiting on for the paper. Let's prioritize all of our paper mills with haulers and get that going, and then we can set off the seed disperser. Now I need to look at the seed disperser because I don't think it said that it required stuff. I don't think it said it required stuff. All of them are robots. Let's set a robot to that. And let's prioritize the haulers. I don't know where that one was that I missed. Where is it? Monuments. Distributes tree seeds across the earth. When launched, makes the beavers in the area extra happy. Yeah, it said nothing about requiring stuff. Otherwise, I would have started focusing on that stuff that it was going to require. That frustrates me. That frustrates me a lot. This game. It shouldn't take long to get the last of the paper, but we just need the trees to make the paper. Is this prioritized by haulers? It is. Okay. So yeah, it is almost 4 o'clock in the morning when I'll be wrapping this up. It probably will be 4 o'clock when I wrap this up. But we'll be back when we get the paper. Alright, so I started building this with levees, and then I realized I could just do dirt. So why not just do dirt? So that's what I did. I started setting up with dirt. This is going to give us a lot more power, each one, because it's just lower pressure, or higher pressure, so it's going to move things faster. We have a bad tide incoming. However, I think it's time to send off our beaver friends. Build and launch the wonder as Folktails. Congratulations, mastered Folktails' nature-oriented ways and uses maps resources to build the faction's wonder. Having collected great wealth and knowledge, your beavers shared fruits of their labor with the suffering planet. There's still much to do, but Earth may flourish once again. Flexible start unlocked for Oasis. Wonder completed. Folktails. Days passed 721 days. 1,161 beavers born. 168,000 water drank. 435 tails painted. 78,000 trees cut. 116 teeth chipped. 100 bots manufactured. And over 1,000 dynamite detonated. There we go. We have tried to help Earth after it's been failing. That is it for Folktails and New Oasis. Folktails Oasis, whatever I called this. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and being here. This is probably a long one. I don't really know how it's going to cut together, but thank you for sticking around for the end. If you want to see more of my, more Timberborn, please let me know. Leave a comment down below and I can do an Ironteeth playthrough. I've never done the Ironteeth before. I can make me do a harder mode, something like that. And also check out the other videos I make on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. Check me out live on YouTube Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. And the other videos are Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, not Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and sad face. And yeah, thank you guys so much. I hope you had a good one. It's very late. It's time for me to go to bed. Please do me a huge favor. Be careful. Be safe. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Always hug your loved ones. And of course, like always, be sure to wear those match socks. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.